Whether your project is as big as a house or as small as a piece of carving wood, TimberKing and wood-mizer tools have the equipment to help you get the job done. Hi, I'm Rod Wilcox with Wilcox Woodworks. We're based out of Minong, Wisconsin, and we're here today to take a look at what TimberKing products and wood-mizer tools has enabled us to build. Everything on this house was made through the TimberKing and the wood-mizer planer molders, so come on in and we'll take a look around. This house is a perfect example of how custom-cut wood really make a project come together. From the rafter system to the flooring, to the cabinets, to the stairway, everything is custom-made for this particular project. Let's go see the tools that make this possible. We're up here in northern Wisconsin. We're running a B20 TimberKing. We do a little bit of everything. We make a lot of log trim. We built several log houses. The main function that we've kind of got into lately is doing specialty cuts that no one else wants to do. Since I've started now, this is the third TimberKing I've owned. I bought 3 of them. We've been doing this for between 10 and 12 years now. When we first started out, it was kind of a part-time thing for the first 6 or 8 months, and that was about 12 years ago. So since that time, this is the third mill I've had. The first one didn't have a lot of hydraulics, so we traded it. The second one was just a couple years ago. We ran it for 8 years and just decided it was time to upgrade and get the newest one again. Originally, I looked at different mills. I went to different shows, and quite a few of the Tri-State Loggers conferences have several of the sawmills set up there. So I looked at different ones. At that time, there was only about 12 or 15 sawmills available. Now I think there's 70-some different models you can get. But if you look back at TimberKing, it was one of the old Foley Belsaw from the 1920s, so they had the most experience in sawmills of anybody around. Many people buy sawmills that aren't experienced with it, so you have to ask someone the questions. Well, they had the answers when most of the rest of them didn't. The 4-poster head gave me a lot more stability. I tried a couple that were cantilevered heads, and they hung out. When you watched them go through the cut, when they got to the far end, you could see them bounce a little bit. Band mills traditionally cut wavy. The TimberKing, because of the square, solid head, got away from a lot of that. It still comes down to you got to keep the quality of your blades very sharp. And if your blade is good, if your track is perfectly square, which is what the TimberKing does, is level from side to side, you can saw week in and week out, month in and month out, and year after year, and never has to be adjusted. The accuracy of the machine is probably one of the reasons we have so many repeat customers. If you look at our customer list, we probably have 10 or 15 kind of high-end builders and stuff that have us make certain things, and when you start getting repeat customers for years and years, that proves that what you're doing is what they want, and the reason that we're able to do that is because of the accuracy of the TimberKing sawmill. The first saw I had, I only sawed maybe 100,000 feet. The second one I sawed well over 2 million. But the fact that I've sawed 2 to 2.5 million feet with that second mill that I had sold me on the third mill. So the accuracy of it at the end was as good as the other time. The tracks were still level, and as long as you keep it leveled up, keep a good blade in it, it's still sawed within a 1/16 of an inch in a 18 or 20 foot log. One of the things we liked about the TimberKing was the ruggedness. That's the main thing that we bought it for, and that's proven over the years. It sets out here at 20 below zero overnight. In the daytime, in the middle of the afternoon, it'll get up to 10 or 15. We come out here and start it up and saw the guys' logs. So anything that most people would do on it, it will take. You can drop a log off the log loaders and everything, and it doesn't hurt anything. You can bump the wheels again as you go down, and it won't knock it out of line. So basically, it was the most rugged, the less amount of maintenance for what you could get done, and it's always proven to be what we thought it was in the beginning. So we're happy with it. If I had to buy a new one today, I would buy another one. And we've just shown you some of the great things about this mill. In those 2 logs, we were able to saw a 6x6 12-foot, a 6x6 8-foot, 2 4x4 8-foots, a 2x4, a 4x6, and several 2x6s for his bracing in his attic. So that's for this guy's order. We just filled 6 or 7 of the pieces out of there, all different sizes, out of 2 logs. All right, we've cut those boards over there, and the pieces that doesn't clean up on the sawmill, we have to get the bark edges off the side. So we bring it over here to the edger. This is what we end up with out of there, so we're going to try and cut both sides off these and make the rest of the 1x6 that that guy needs for his order. This is one of the storage sheds that we have. It's the largest one. It holds 40 to 50,000 board feet. So what we do is we try and buy winter cut wood that has less sap and pitch in it, and then we make them into building products. So this stuff is what we bought last winter. We sawed them all on our B20. We've ran them through the kiln. Now we're cutting them up for shipment to places that are ordering from us. All right, we've showed you how the TimberKing will saw the logs. We've showed you how the Talon edger edges the boards that we need to. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to run those boards through a kiln. This kiln has been full for a couple days. We're going to go ahead and check and see if it's done, but prior to that we've already taken another batch that we've ran through. The batch that we took out of this one before is ready to be planed. So we're going to go ahead and run that through the Wood-Master planer and try and add a little more value to it. All right, we're back over here by the Wood-Master planer now. You see this pile of shavings behind us. We've had a pile like this every year for about the last 10 years. When it gets to fall, then the farmers come and they get that for bedding for their horses and cattle or whatever. And the durability of this thing, I've had this from the time I bought my first mill, which is about 10 years, and I have yet to ever have my first breakdown. Obviously, we've had belts we had to replace, and we've had to sharpen it. Went through a couple sets of blades on it. But the machine itself, the bearings and everything are still all original. Everything in it is what we got the first time. So we're really happy with the durability of the machine. Whether your project is as big as a house or as small as a piece of carving wood, TimberKing and Wood-Master tools have the equipment to help you get the job done.